What's up, everybody? This is Jason from Straight Edge Lights and Gear, and I got a review for you today, and it is on a flashlight from Wuben, guys. And this is the Wuben G5. Guys, if you haven't been looking around on the internet lately, I don't know what you're doing. This thing has been all over the internet, all over, Instagram, TikTok, freaking YouTube. This is the hot little EDC light. And what we're going to do today, guys, we're going to take a look at it and we're going to see if it's worth the hype. And it's definitely worth looking at, I think. I actually got this in a few weeks ago, actually. So here's the box. And I've been carrying it around. I actually wanted to carry it around quite a bit before I did a review on it because I wanted to see, like, is it worth the hype? Is it all it's cracked up to be? And and honestly, I got to say, I think it is. I think it is actually a really, for the price that you're paying for this light. Um, it's a fantastic deal. This is a very useful light, and these are actually becoming very popular. Like this style of light, like these little square body, kind of clip it to the front of your shirt or vest or something like that. If you're in law enforcement, EMS, whatever, these are becoming very popular because, I'm starting to see why. Because I was actually carrying this around attached to my vest at work, and it does come in handy. Like if you work nights or you work someplace like a warehouse or something like that, you got to have your hands free. Being able to utilize this light while it's just attached to you, like right here, it's awesome. It illuminates your area in front of you. You're able to do your administrative task, whatever it is that you're doing. The magnet on the bottom, you can clip this to like the hood of your car if you got to work on something. You have a head here that rotates from forward to top all the way back, so you can put this at almost any angle you need it to. And it just comes in very, very handy. It's now, is this you're going to light up a whole football field with this light? No, you're not. It's not a light that's meant to be throwing out a massive amount of light at distance, but it is going to give you a good amount of light at closer distances and ranges. And tonight, when it gets dark, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put a couple of propane tanks out, one at 10 yards, one out at 20 yards, and we're going to show you guys kind of the distance of like what this light can throw and which you can kind of see, because my backyard is pretty big and it gets pretty dark. So we'll definitely do that here in a little bit when it gets dark. I like to do this part of the video during the day so you can get a really good look at the light and all of its cool little features. Now there's a ton of videos out there on YouTube, guys, that go into like a lot of the specifics, like the battery type and wattage and stuff like that. I'm not necessarily that technical of a guy when it comes to lights. My thing is it easy to operate and is it useful, right? I want to give you guys an average person. Most average people aren't really looking at all the specs on the light, right? They're just like, hey, I just need a light that's going to work. Is it going to hold the charge? Is it going to do what I need it to do? And that's the type of review that I want to give you guys here on my channel at Straight Edge Lights and Gear. But I do go over some of the specs, guys. This is it's a little EDC light. On your white light, you're going to be able to range this from 2 to 400 lumens. On the RGB light, it's going to be 10 lumens. On the red and blue flash, it's 10 lumens. Red and green flash, 10 lumens. Red and yellow flash, 10 lumens. And then on your beacon light, it's 10 lumens as well. On your white light, it's estimating 50 minutes to 65 hours, depending on the power brightness that you have. Obviously, 65 hours would be on the minimum 2 lumens, and then if you're running 400 lumens, you should be able to get 50 minutes out of this. On the RGB light, you should be able to get 9 hours. The red and blue flashing, 25 hours. All the flashing modes, 25 hours. And then on your beacon light, 45 hours. And we're going to show you guys those beacon light, all those different modes right now. But when you get your light, guys, it's going to come in this box like this. It'll have those same specs on the back. You guys want to screenshot that and read them for yourself, you can. Crack this open. I'll show you guys what comes in the box. Obviously, the flashlight. Open this up. This box opens like this. Your flashlight would be in this little piece right here. Let's set that off to the side. You'll have your instruction manual right here, and then you have your USB-A to USB-C charging cord and a lanyard. So you do get a lanyard with this as well if you like to carry it with a lanyard. Show you guys. Got a cool lanyard right here. There's a little ring if you need to kind of maybe attach this for maybe for a carabiner or something like that, and then of course your charging cord. Now, if you guys already have like a newer Apple phone or a newer, Android, anything with a USB-C charger, you're going to be able to charge this light up. So, if you don't have a USB-A to USB-C, you can utilize your phone charger, things like that. As long as it's a USB-C, you slide this little slide lever right here on the side. You guys see that? That's in a lock position. The light won't work. Open it up right there. That's when now you're in a light mode, so you can actually turn the flashlight on. And then you slide it all the way up. You'll expose your charging port. You plug it in, charge it up. You'll have a light that turns on here red, and when it's done charging, it'll shut off. And you're good to go. You know you're charged up. So very cool. It's easy to use, easy to charge up. You do have a clip on here. If you guys are like, okay, where's the clip at? Well, it's right here. You kind of pull this up a little bit, and you can rotate it forward, have it close, or rotate it back. Now this comes in handy because you're able to now take this, slide it on. You can see now I have a light mounted to the front of my shirt if I have to light up my area while I'm doing work, stuff like that. You can do that as well. Let's get this thing turned on. Oh, you do have the magnet on the bottom there, as I said. Stick it up on metal surfaces. I don't have anything. No, it's not metal. I don't have anything metal here. What? I do have a knife here. You guys can see. Can stick it to metal. Sorry, that's the only metal thing I had right in front of me that I could utilize. So there you go. You can stick it to metal. This does have a really cool little rotating dial, and we'll get into that and show you guys what it does. But we're going to turn the light on. We're going to flip this up into light mode. It's turned on. I'm going to press this once, and now we are in regular white mode. While it's in this mode, if I double press it twice, it goes to turbo. Boom, you get that instant, like really high. Now we're back down to regular. If you can kind of see, I know it's daytime, and we'll do this at night as well. But with this little dial, as you rotate this, you can turn the brightness up, or you can turn the brightness down, go all the way down to that night mode, that moonlight mode. Turn this dial, crank it all the way back up to super high. It's nice because you can adjust the light level depending on what you need it for. Now, if I press and hold down the button while it's in light mode, it goes to RGB mode. Now, you guys can see there, it's kind of a purple light. And the same thing, as I turn this dial, you will see the different colors change on the RGB. And so there's like 7 different colors. And so these are coming in at 10 looms. Now, if you double click it, the button, while you have RGB on, you go into beacon mode. And again, you can, whatever color the beacon mode is on, when you start it, is what it's going to stay on. If you need to change that color, you need to go back to your regular beacon mode. Oh, I just turned on the flash mode. So you got beacon on. Let's say I need, oh, I turned it off. There we go. Trying to do this with the looking at a camera makes it a little difficult. I have to keep looking back at it. So I got like kind of a green on. I'm going to press, double click it. Now it's flashing green. So set your beacon light color to whatever you want it at, and then double click it, and then that's what you're going to get as your flashing color. And then you press it one time and it shuts it off, and you're good to go. Now, if I double click this twice while it is off, you can see it goes into strobe beacon mode. So you have the strobe, and then you can cycle through, like this is flashing red and green. If I double click it again, I turned it off. There we go, red and green. Press it once, it turns it off. Double click it, double click it. There you go. Yeah, so double click it while it's strobing, and it's going to change between colors. So now it's like red and blue. Double click it again. Now we're going red and green. Double click it again. Back to red and blue. So that's how you cycle through your colors. You just double click the button, and it'll cycle through everything. You press it one time and it shuts it off. So it does take a little bit of getting used to with the buttons, and it's weird because like I'm used to looking at the light while I run through it. Like to do it utilizing my camera makes it a little hard for me because I'm like trying to, one, not blind myself, but also two, trying to see what I'm doing in the camera. So please forgive the little bit, little awkward, I guess, if you will, right? But I really dig just the kind of simplistic modes that this has. I really like the RGB lights. They come in super handy with, like, when I wake up early in the morning, I got to get ready for work. I don't want to turn a bunch of lights on, wake up my wife or anybody. I can, if I got this on my shirt, I can flip that little RGB mode on. I can see what I'm doing to get my wallet and keys off the dresser. When I go into the kitchen, I don't want to flip all the lights on in the kitchen or anything like that. I can actually get my cup of coffee with the RGB light on and stuff like that. If you were in, let's say, a professional field of, being either law enforcement, medic, ambulance driver, firefighter, stuff like this, having a nice little light like this attached to the front of like your vest or your shirt is going to be a really nice addition because you're able to just have it here. You have to do something. You don't want to bust out your big flashlight, and you just need some low light to be able to do something, discreetly or administrative. You don't want to blow out your night vision or something like that. Having that RGB light is a really nice touch. Or even being able to turn the light on. Got it on right there. Having the white light, you can actually dial this down to where it's in a moonlight mode all the time. You can just, so whenever you turn this on, moonlight mode's already there. And then if you do need it brighter, you can always adjust it up. So very, very nice, cool light, guys. It's now, is this a high speed tactical light? Like, are you going to be able to bust this thing out and do some room clearing and stuff like that? It's cycling through the button switches it's not that fast, right? It's not you don't really get that monetary mode, if you will, which comes in handy for that type of stuff. So this isn't necessarily designed to be like a full-blown tactical light. To me, this is a really good backup emergency light. Or if you're a jogger, a runner, or something to that effect, maybe a bicyclist, you can attach this to your shirt, your pack, or something like that. And let's say you cycle at night or run at night, you can have those beacon modes going, like maybe on your back, so cars coming up behind you can see the flashing lights, know, hey, there's somebody here. It's just a good warning. Or if you happen to be doing some hiking late at night, not late at night, but you're hiking and it gets dark. If everybody in your group has these lights, you can run the beacon lights so everybody can kind of keep track of each other. It helps illuminate the path a little bit, again, without blowing out your night vision. So very, very handy little light to have. Utilize it for just all those kind of smaller EDC type of tasks. So, guys, when it gets dark here in a little bit, I'm going to come out here. I'll have those two tanks set up. We'll be able to run through the different light modes. You can see kind of what type of distance and what kind of throw you can expect from this light. So stay tuned, guys, because once it gets dark, we're gonna light it up. All right, stay tuned. All right, everybody, it's nighttime now. We're ready to do the flashlight portion of this test. So I have kind of two white trash cans set out here. One's at 10 yards and the other one's at 20 yards from where I'm currently standing. So to give you a kind of rough idea of what the lights will look like pretty much as we're shining it out there. Let you guys see the strobe there. Pretty cool. I like that. But let's flip this around. Let you guys kind of see what's going on out here. So you guys can see there with the strobe on, you're kind of getting flashes of light. Not too bad. It's actually pretty bright when you're looking at it. So this will definitely give you some notification that something's going on, or you'd be able to see somebody out there, right? So that's the flash. Let me turn this on. So here we have the RGB light. This is kind of the orange color or yellow color, if you will. Kind of see out there. I can sort of illuminate the first can right there at 10 yards. The second can's right over there at 20. Let's turn this dial. Blue light, you're definitely not going to be seeing a whole lot. What is this? The kind of a yellowish light. You got the blue. And I'm trying not to blast the camera out either, so I'm trying to just give you guys, there's kind of like a purplish, almost blue. Again, as you kind of see as I scroll through, you can, there's blue, purple, red. So depending on what kind of night, what kind of vision you need, kind of determine that. So let's go ahead and kick this over to the actual flashlight. So here's a flashlight. We got it pretty much on moonbeam setting right now. You can see the first can kind of right there a little bit. Kind of see it. The second can, yeah, you can't really light it up too much. So we're going to slowly increase the dial here from moonbeam. Just slowly start turning it up. Now you can definitely see the first can. You can see the second can. Turn up a little bit more. Definitely getting a little brighter. Starting to light up the backyard pretty good. Even brighter, you can see there. And this is with the dial pretty much turned all the way up right here. Now this isn't quite turbo mode, but it's pretty good. I'm going to push it twice. Activate turbo mode. There we go. I mean, you can light up quite a bit with this. It's actually really good. We turn it down. I'll click it twice. There we go. So very cool. I really dig it. So we're going to turn it off. Whoa, light it myself. Again, kick it back over to RGB. Press and hold it down. Kicks it back into night mode or regular mode. Now you're back to RGB. And you can kind of cycle through the colors. Again, this is green. It's going to do more admin type of stuff for you. Let me step out of this light over here. We'll come over here to this axe throwing target I got. So, we're probably, I don't know, about 3 yards from this axe throwing target. There's the green. You can kind of see rolling to the purple, like a magenta red, kind of yellow, kind of scroll through. Just the different colors. Trying to show in the bushes. Now this has enough of a backing that it's going to reflect, but like if you look over here in the bushes, you can kind of, green definitely starts to pop a little bit, blue, but you see when you get into some of these darker colors, the bushes start to disappear. So then now we're back to regular light. Again, we'll kind of tone this down a little bit, kind of moonlight mode, then crank it all the way up. And there it just went into turbo and off. On, double click, turbo, bam. So you can see turbo here definitely puts out the 400 looms. Kind of see up in the trees, pine tree right there, palm tree. So works very well. I like it. Now what I will do right now is I'm going to, so you guys can see kind of how good the strobe is. We're going to walk out here. So if you were out hiking, walking along, you could have this strobe on your back. You'd definitely be able to see it. Come all the way out here. We're probably a good 40 yards from the camera right now. So I'm all the way back here. So this is about 40 yards away. Turn this off. And this is the beacon light on the regular RGB. So again, we're about 40 yards away. So it kind of gives you an idea. If you're out hiking, camping, something like that, bike riding, or let's say you just go to a farmer's market at night and you want to keep track of your kids because your kids like to run around, slap this on them, have this RGB light flashing, you'd be able to pick them out of a crowd pretty easily, right? So I think that's just a really good feature option to, why I really kind of like this light. It has a lot of different added benefits to it that some other lights don't have. and it works out really well, I think. So, explaining myself with the RGB light again. Um, so again, it's just kind of a very cool thing. I really dig it. Again, you can kind of come in here, light yourself up. Again, I have a metal right here. I just stuck that up there. I can light this area up, do my videos or whatever you needed to do. Again, you can come up here. You guys see my underarms. I'm going to switch it back to the RGB light. Oh, turbo. There. And so now I have the green light on. So, and I can cycle through those colors, things like that. You know, you want to maintain your night vision. You might want to roll it over to red. Something to that effect. So, very cool. I really dig it. I like the way it's multifunctional and it's just simple to use. And it just works out really well. So, guys, is the Wuben G5 worth the hype? I think it is. I think for the price that you're paying for this, if you go on to Amazon, utilize. I'll have some links down below as well, so utilize those links if you feel so inclined to. But it'll take you to where you can purchase this and Amazon and stuff like that. I think for the price that you're paying for this, you kind of can't beat it. I mean, it's price-wise, it's super affordable. For what you're getting in this package. You can get multiple of these. Like I said, get one to everybody in your family, keep one in your car, keep one in your purse, whatever. It's just a good all-around little light to have in your kit, in your setup or your everyday carry. So yeah, I do think the Wuben G5 is worth it, especially like I said, for the price that you're paying for it. It's definitely worth looking into. So guys, again, check out the links down below in the description. I thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a minute since I did a flashlight video, so but I do have another Wuben light coming up real soon, guys, so stay tuned for that one. That one's going to be really cool too. I've been messing around with that one a little bit, trying to get used to it and figuring it out. And it's pretty slick. I'm digging kind of what they're doing with that one too, so stay tuned for that. But guys, the Wuben G5, definitely go check it out. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay bright, and carry on.